if you were doing work with essential oils and things, you know your hands could be slippery, so you want to be careful so the fork doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
Why do you do that spinning thing?
That's to pull out unwanted stuff out of the aura, and you pull it away like a spiral, and it's like vacuuming with sound, vacuuming out stuff out of the. I don't know what it is because I don't try to. I mean, I could, if I needed to tune in, it's possible for me to know something, but I don't need to.
I felt that vibration like all throughout my body.
This toe deal?
Yeah. Maybe because this side was already activated. That
It
it's
could be.
just...
Could be. I do that between any two chakras, linking the chakras in the feet, which are they are chakras too.
So in the stillness after my toe, like my body was still vibrating.
Yeah.
From like after that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Mm. Well, you are in Toontown. Now we're using the A of 108. And so I could use any of the different A octaves of this, but with the 108, it's dialing in all 108ness. And that's one of the ISIS numbers. 18 is one of the ISIS numbers, and 8's another one. I'll go over those and show you stuff with it. So this 108 is totally tying into that as well. So this might be activating the mala beads, you know.
Did you use that on me yet?
What? The perineum right in the middle of the pelvic. That's where the vortex spins out of the body. But you can work the whole area. So the first thing that I would do is point the fork at the root chakra. It's not even touching.
I felt the energy of your hand.
Mm-hmm. Now the fork is following that up, you know. Now can you feel this?
Yes.
Even though it's not touching you physically, you see.
Yeah, it feels...
And you're not moving it.
I
What?
feel it.
And
Well,
you're
yeah,
not moving it.
I was moving it a little bit too. Yeah, okay, but anyway, that's the point. And you can really feel these things, you know, because I'm in the subtle bodies, and they all have different names depending on how far out they are from the body, and the sound vibrates those subtle bodies. So even though I'm not using an unweighted fork where we're all hearing the ring, which we can do later, even if you don't hear this frequency is vibing in the room.
I just felt it reverberate all through my body.
Great. Now the next thing is what I call the paintbrush technique. Okay, we do this over the area, and its purpose of this is to clear a whole area with any stuff that, you know, could have gotten into the field and picked up, whatever. It just clears the whole area beyond where the vortex of the chakra spins into the body. They look like spinning cones, right?
And I feel you painting over me too.
Yeah.
Like every stroke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trippy. Great. Yeah, this clears so many things. Okay, that was the second step. The first step was pointing the vibrating fork, right? Not the stem side, because I'm not touching. I could touch different points, pubic bone all around there, and that'll also activate. But for, you know, I'm just showing you the, you know, for now, the politically correct.
How do you know when you're done? There's a certain energy that you feel to know that
I've learned
you
to
can
listen
move.
and see how long, and if I'm not, doesn't feel right, nope, stay. I just listen for that vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an intuitive feeling. And I might do something, no. And now if you ever pick up the wrong fork, just pick up the right fork and redo it. You're not going to sun somebody way whacked out of tune or anything like that. You just go back and redo it, no big deal.
So you go until the energy has moved.
We do the spiraling away as the third step. See, so each chakra is going to get those 3 steps. And it spirals away, and again, hold the fork.
Which subtle
Man, I feel
Sweet.
that. Like,
aura are
You do,
you?
what?
yeah.
Which subtle aura are you tuning into? Like
A
from
whole
distance,
bunch, and I would have
starting
to,
from the closest to.
yeah, closest to the body, and there's different names as they move out, and those can vary a little bit with each person. Yeah, but it's, that cone goes way out. It's actually here going out like that, but this totally handles that.
It feels like a wind or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that's what I feel.
Perfect. Oh, that, yeah. Well, there's a whole vortex that's going on here, like a little mini tornado of sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, you got it. So I'm doing this. I'm pulling out. It never takes away anything that's good for you. It just pulls out the stuff that you don't need. Just like that. Okay, next thing. I'm going to go to, now, I'm not right now using crystals with these, okay? I'm going to show you things with crystals with forks separately. I'm keeping it as simple. There's only like 8 different forks that I'm using right now. I'm not doing a whole bunch with minor chakras in between. This is just really, really basic, but super powerful because all the basic chakras need to really be working together. And when they are, a lot of times the minor things get with the program. So you don't, it's not like, because there's a lot of chakras on the elbows and hands and finger, I mean,
okay.
there's a lot of stuff. You know? So now I take these two.
A plus and B.
Mm-hmm. I take, well, in this case, I'm using the A plus and a B of 120. And I do this, making that bridge. Now, why am I doing it over here is because most people, the second chakra is off to the left. But in the ancient days, they drew things up the middle, so it's really easy for people. Now, if I get that it's moved on somebody for some reason, I would feel something and then I would maybe adjust. Okay?
Second and the third?
Yeah. So, you know, now the chakras again can move and they can all spin different directions according to what they need. They don't always go clockwise or counterclockwise.
You doing this feels more powerful than anything you've done. So you're tying those together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely
connecting
feels
the root.
more powerful.
Mm-hmm. With the second chakra. Why? So that the communication lines between those chakras is clear. Does that make sense? Because sometimes something interrupts. So I'm looking at all the chakras like a real cool set of musicians that all need to listen to each other and play. And everybody, sometimes some people solo and the other ones are backing them up. But they all have to be responsive to the changing field. And that's what I'm working with. Okay, now that I've done that bridge, then I do the second chakra, which I can do the same thing. It's around this area near the belt, right near the waistline.
Why is it to the left?
You know what? I made your phone buzz, huh?
That wasn't my phone. What was
The
it?
one went.
I heard that.
Okay, now, if you wanted to find the vortex of where the second chakra is, you sound the fork and hold it lightly. Okay? And then the vortex coming out of that chakra will move the fork like 2 magnets when you reverse them and point the same polarity at each other. It pushes the magnets. It will push. This is easier to do with unweighted forks in a way, but there's a way that you'll feel it. And you can sort of like douse the where the vortex is, and that spinning vortex will move the fork. So you can actually find the exact center. But you don't have to be 100% on that exact center. You got a region around these vortexes that works really well, no problem.
And you're not touching the first or the second with the end of the
I haven't. Otherwise, if I did, the first thing I would do after I'd done that bridge between 2 chakras is I would sound the fork and put the stem on the fork. That would be my first, which I'll start doing at the solar plexus. Then I will paint the area, so to speak, and then I will do the spiraling vortex. You follow?
Is the second chakra to the left because of your colon?
Not really because of that. That's a good question, though. Why is it typically
I've
a
never
little...
heard about it being over on the left. That's
Yeah, me neither.
brand new to me.
But I can kind of feel it.
Well,
I felt
After-
it.
yeah, after, well, watch this. Over here on the right.
Oh yeah.
What do you feel there?
I feel the energy there.
Okay. But do you feel something different?
Yeah. I felt it when you were on the other side.
But now I'm going to go back to left side.
It feels like a buzzing over here,
And
and I
here, what
felt
do
the
you feel?
energy.
It's good because your feedback is really cool.
I feel it, but it's not a buzzing,
It's deeper, maybe.
and I definitely felt the tie that you did as well.
Yeah. Now, how about so I'm doing this. I paint the area and do all that. Okay, right? You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I believe in symmetry, so even if my dowsing would show that the chakra is on the left, I also do the right to balance it, especially with females, because you don't want all the energy on the left side of the body and not as much on the right. I'm trying to create an equal harmony there,
Yeah.
especially for the ovaries and such. So I'm doing this other side as well.
Yeah, it's I feel the vibration that I didn't feel on the other side.
Mm-hmm. So it's important. Now, if I decided I want to link it up more there, I could go to pick up the root one and that one and go and do that bridge more going over to the right.
Mm.
You see? Because of whatever's happening, it's saying, hey, I've got to do some stuff on the right, right? So I'm working that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
What do you feel?
I feel it all the way up here.
Oh, cool.
Like now that you did that, it was just buzzing before and vibrating, and then I just felt something like all the way up here.
Wow, well, you've got some good perceptions, I'll tell you. Really good.
Harmony.
This is excellent. Okay, so I got all that happening. And then I'm painting again.
When you did that, I felt that it was equal.
Equal? Might be.
Yeah, because it was a little different before, and as soon as you tapped it and moved it, it was like it moved from both sides. Like I felt it cross.
Well, you've been in the Air Force. You could have been flying around. So I got, we don't know where you've been.
Right.
You? Okay, so you got the, oh, yeah. Right?
Yep.
Well, pull out. So I don't know what this is. It's not like I don't, oh, what's that? No, you don't want to engage in what you don't need to engage in. Seriously. If you need more light, you just hit that switch over there on the right, the little piano switch on the
Okay,
wall behind you.
I'm okay for right now.
Everybody okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we're going to take the B and a C, and we're going to go up to the solar plexus.
So the C is way lower, right?
I use it only because right now I don't have the octave C here. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I have another C at 128, but I'm using the 64 because that low fork is like awesome.
I'm getting some like sacred geometry right here,
Well, there is a bunch.
like that's going
Mhm.
on.
There is a bunch, but I can talk about that more tomorrow about the geometries. Yeah, but you might get something. So just notice what it is in case you want to share it later. Or it'll be like my other stories I go off and on.
I feel that vortex as if you're
Yeah.
like right here.
So then this is typically around where that solar plexus is. Now, the solar plexus it's evolving. I have charts I can show you later. There may be one in there in black and white that's in your book that I got from the ET contacts that shows the solar plexus becoming like very complex, like 3 solar plexuses, because more of the higher consciousness is coming down into the solar plexus to raise the solar plexus up out of the power issues and out of force into true spiritual power. And that's needed for us to evolve. A lot of people try to go to the higher chakras and they don't handle that. So then they don't really have the power behind things. So the solar plexus is like major for including ingesting information and ingesting light. Okay, that's very important.
And digesting food.
Yeah, even food.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you feel?
Yeah, I felt that even when you were down here.
Yeah.
I felt that
Mhm.
before you even moved to this chakra.
Yeah.
It's like it knew that you were just going to be going up the line.
Yeah.
So it ignited when you were down there.
Yeah, you're getting it. Yeah, that's great. Yep. Well, you're in the quantum field
It
of
seems
this.
like it's up a little further though. Is where
Yeah.
I felt it. Yeah.
Yeah? Well, let me know. It's different. You know, they move around. I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
But if you,
You
feel it like your intuition says go higher, just say so.
Yeah. You're right there.
That side feels like I feel a spleen there.
Mhm.
The spleen chakra. Is that a separate thing as the solar plexus, or is it part of the complex?
It's part of the whole complex. Definitely.
Yeah, I've been noticing the solar plexus and the spleen as like kind of just this relation. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move back where you were so I can see what that was
What
doing?
was happening? What that was about when I was here? That's one of the places.
That is definitely a place too. Like it moved from like here to like all the way to the bottom of
Yeah,
my
see,
feet.
there's zones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's definitely like under my ribs. It's kind
Mhm.
of where I felt it.
Yeah. So it helps to move around because you can be activating different useful areas around that, you know? It's not like there's only this one little
Mm-hmm.
thing. And if there was a lot of stuff with digestion and a lot of this
That
and
was
that,
a lot of vibration right there.
yeah, I could work on the whole region if we took more time and, you know, to open up any kind of things with digestion and energies and digesting energies
I
and
need that.
digesting experiences that one's had in their life that may have never been fully digested.
Wow.
You see,
Wow.
get the idea? So, yeah, but I'm demonstrating, but you know, it's not like you would get less, but if I was working and this was like a full-on long
Mhm.
session, I mean, I could be tuning in and not describing to everybody, and I might do all kinds of extra motions around or healings with the umbilical cord, because a lot of people have things that have happened there. I mean, you know, that gets real complex from birth processes where the umbilical cord wasn't respected in the proper way in the birth process, which many of you may know about all that.
I'm definitely getting a lot of sacred
Yes.
That's cool.
You had a what? Noose?
I took my umbilical cord and wrapped it around the neck twice and tied it in a knot
Uh-huh.
in the womb.
Wow.
Wow.
How did you come out?
Yeah.
I had different beings trying to keep me from being born, so there was kind of a little bit of a Star Wars going on. Yeah. But I did my ceremony and went back to the doctor's grave where I was born and did a little forgiveness ceremony for him. Yeah.
So when you're doing all this, I'm getting like different vibrations
Mm-hmm.
at, I guess, different tones, like deeper or lower tones that vibrate slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and then here it was like a higher pitch that vibrated faster.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying something that's very important. See, this tuning fork is at a certain frequency, and I could use other ones. This is 64 hertz. See, it's a real big one there. It's also the frequency of the tailbone. 64 hertz from a lot of measurements which is the back of the second chakra. It's not the root chakra, by the way.
It's not where the Kundalini is, or
No. The fork, whichever fork I'm using, could be activating sounds in you that are not the frequencies of the fork that I'm using. In fact, I can do that with my thoughts. And you
Okay.
could do that with your thoughts. You're having different thoughts and they're creating sounds all the time in your body.
Oh,
That's why it's good for us to kind of get a hold of our thoughts.
yeah.
Because our thoughts can detune us like much more than we ever thought.
Wow.
Well, even when you use certain tuning forks, the frequency that I'm using could be triggering other frequencies, and those frequencies could be helping you phenomenally. And I don't even know what they are. And we don't hear them. Nobody in the room, I don't think, is anybody's hearing what frequencies, are going on. But sound is activated by sound, including inaudible sounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to just do my little whirly bird here. You feel that? I'm moving the fork. And like I say, if you're working with anybody with digestion and other power issues, then you might spend a lot of time on the solar plexus, because that's kind of where the consciousness on the planet is now. It's stuck on the third chakra with power issues. It's not moved up and grounded into the heart yet. Some people, but not overall. And so the higher dimensions are downloading to raise that, and the solar plexus needs to be working with the higher dimensions, not separate out of ego. See, I mean, metaphysically, you get see what's happening. And now I go to the heart, and I do my bridge.
Barbara Brennan talks about the core star center, which is kind of like where the solar plexus.
Little offset, and I'm not doing the whole abdomen area right now, but that's huge. There's certain bodywork techniques that are all about the digestion and the solar plexus and the spleen and that whole thing.
The Chinet song or whatever it is.
What's that?
Chinet song.
I don't remember what
I
name.
had the
Sure.
go in
Breast-
and massage all the
okay.
digestive organs.
There's a 72 hertz. This is a big number in the Egyptian mysteries too, by the way, because they have a whole canon of proportions that I think you have in your notes for this semester, all based on multiples of 72. It's a huge, huge number. Can you all feel this? Can anybody else feel it in their heart? Do you?
I can feel like a binary.
Yeah, my heart feels open.
Yeah. You feel something?
Like I feel the buzzing, but then I feel another buzz as well.
Mm-hmm. So this is where the heart chakra is, the thymus point. I mean, right in the middle of the sternum. Not the heart and not the sacred heart. I'll talk about the sacred heart tomorrow. It's a different heart. We have 3 that we're working with here. And this is just for the heart chakra.
There's a center one, then there's the top one, and then there's a right one, or the left.
No, the breastbone is in the center vortex of the heart chakra. Then there's the physical heart. Then the sacred heart, which is you enter from behind your body between the spine and the left shoulder blade. And I'll tell you about that. That's a meditation. I'll tell you about that. We can even do one, and I can show you a cool way to go into the sacred heart. Then you talk to the universe there. That's like command center.
These are, I feel all this lining up right now.
Yeah,
Like literally. Like
yeah,
going
that's the idea.
all
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the idea. So then I'm painting that area again. Mm-hmm.
I'm spinning.
You are.
Well, I mean, it's a field effect. The more you get to know each other and the more you share, that we're sharing our electromagnetic fields and our auras that go out and mixing and sharing information. There's really cool things. Now here's my little vortex spin. Mm-hmm. Counterclockwise.
Man, that is like.
No, I'm not using any little hockey puck or anything. I'm just striking these little weighted forks on the pad. I don't get bruised. No, there's not any problem with that. It's very easy to do. I'm not striking them on my knee, you know, like chiropractors checking your knee or something. I'm not doing that. Okay? You get the idea? Now,
Did you
anybody
finish her
feel-
crown?
Pardon
You
me?
gonna finish her crown?
I haven't done the throat and the third eye yet. I got a couple left.
Okay.
A little switch that goes horizontal. Just like that?
So much
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's great.
Can you turn it off?
my God, just
It's getting late.
I'm your partner. You're working
Getting
on me
late.
next.
Awesome. All right.
Oh,
Well, we'll
you
do
want
different
stuff
things.
tonight?
We do stuff tomorrow too.
Just the blue light. It does something with the
Bridging to the
melatonin.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is the time to be done. We're done now. It's
Yeah.
going into sunset.
Yeah, look at the red in the sunset.
Yeah.
Time
and
for the salt.
Grand?
What?
Is it considered an upright grand?
It's about that size. There's
Almost
one
as big,
more.
right?
There's a U3. There's a
Sit
U1. It's just a tiny
You're
bit
a really
taller.
patient.
Yeah.
I think I
You're
have
a
that
patient
exact
client
one.
over there.
I had an upright grand from
Huh?
1915
Wow.
that I found out in the desert.
You found the piano in the desert?
I found it in Yucca Valley, and they delivered it to my house in Joshua Tree because they just
You
wanted to
live
get
down
rid
there?
of it.
Oh,
I used to
no,
live
there's so
back
much
there.
going on right now. Well, we'll talk.
Yeah. But
They're
About
igniting
you.
the purple flame.
Yeah, you're getting all kinds of. This is totally cool.
Purple flame.
Yeah, this is, you know.
Awesome.
I
Ring.
love the
Oh,
purple
it was,
flame. I
um,
love Saint Germain.
it's the old, the Native American.
Down at
Oh, the-
Giant
coin.
Rock?
It was like the only, I think, embossed coin they ever made.
but
Yeah,
there's
Giant
something-
Rock.
So remind me to give you some information for igniting the female voice and power.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just saying that now because of the throat and the sexual organs.
I feel a clearing.
Yeah, there's a connection between the vagina and the throat. They even look like that. And you look at anatomy pictures, some people even
Yeah,
get
it does
confused.
look like.
Yeah,
Well, I want to show you some stuff from the Rudolf Steiner teachings about that for empowered voice. So
None of us are watching that. None of us will never know.
Isn't that an act in the vagina monologues?
but there's things to know
I played it.
about what that is about and how to ignite that. That's super duper. So I'm just mentioning now. Okay. I'm going to do a little more bridging between the heart and the throat a little bit more. See what you feel there. See, if I wanted to do any two chakras, I could have the fork for each chakra. Okay? And work them in pairs. So like if I want to improve the immune system, I can work on the third eye and the second chakra together.
Oh.
Yeah, and that goes with the indigo and orange. Even works with complementary colors. Green's in the middle, you know. Then we go to the blue and yellow, every other chakra, see. Then we go to the indigo and orange. Then we go to the red and violet.
Violet.
In terms of those
Mhm.
color balances that way. Okay.
When you strike them, does it dent the
No.
metals and then?
No, I'm just
get off
lightly
with-
touching these and they ring. Not at all. I'm not doing it on the side.
Ah,
Not with it like that. You can take a weighted fork and you can strike it on the side with your palm. You know, some people do. But I'm just lightly tapping the weights on the flat side of the weights. How's your throat feel?
After you stopped, I felt it kind of vibrate all the way down to like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like my vocal cords, in
Yeah.
a sense, were like vibrating
Yeah.
because you were up further,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of vibrated all the way down.
Now I'm going to go up to the third eye here. Anybody else feeling anything in their throat?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Great.
sore throat.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
My throat's real sore. Does that make a difference, or?
There could be something. I have special essential oils that are really good for sore throats and things.
Oh man, I just like got like somebody poked me here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, got to be somebody etheric, because physical characters aren't so interesting. Well, you're perceiving a lot of very important things. So now, This is one, this is the right here on the third eye kind of deal. See how that feels.
I am seeing light as it enters like the spectrum of colors.
Mm-hmm. Before it's turned into colors. Like white light before it becomes the colors, or
No, but I'm seeing the spectrum of colors. Like a ray came in, and then I would see this spectrum of colors
Mhm.
come in.
now can you sense anything here where I'm touching? With the stem of the fork touching here?
What do you mean, sense anything?
Do you feel anything?
Oh yeah.
Sensing would be maybe something beyond just the physical feeling, any kind of dimensional whatever. Okay.
That's like vibrating my teeth right now.
There's a lot of things around the head and the jaws that are really good for TMJs and all of those things that could be done with tuning forks, by the way. Very, very good. I need that. Anything going on with the teeth affects all the organs that those teeth are connected with.
I heard that there's power energy sources that are in your teeth
Yeah.
that leads, like you said, to the organs.
Mhm.
They're power sources.
Yeah, Dr. Landeman discovered all that stuff. The dental people tried to chase him out, but he blew their mind because he proved that. And when he cleaned up the teeth for people, the healing in the organs associated with it cleared up. And they didn't want that.
Are you waving back and forth?
Yes, I am.
There's a light flickering
Mm.
that I feel that,
Mm.
and my eyes
Yeah.
are closed.
Yeah,
Well, there you're also getting the light,
And shadow.
the
The
shadow.
shadow
Yeah.
from the light bulb.
With that, with you're moving something back and forth in front of our eyes.
So you're thinking something separate than that? You're cool? Or, I mean, there's a lot.
Well, I feel it too. I feel you going back and forth, but I could actually see you going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you do for the
I wonder if we
TMJ?
turn off the light, if you would still.
Yeah, do
Experience
it.
that.
Just on the wall up there, off the wall.
Okay, we're going off.
All right.
You still see it?
Good point.
No, but I feel it.
Right. So you're seeing it because the light, but you're feeling it because you're feeling the vibration.
Okay. Now I go to the crown. The last note F that I was just using is a violet color too, by the way. But this isn't about the color for each chakra. It's a different thing that's going on here. Now there's some different stuff I'm going to do on the crown.
Well, are you over my face?